Kris Jenner's fortune is estimated at $170 million, but the real shock isn't the number. The real shock is what the split would reveal about the family. In this household, inheritance isn't just money, it's trust, it's access, it's who Kris believes can handle pressure without breaking the machine. That's what fans obsess over, who she relies on, who she protects, and who gets kept at arm's length. So yes, we're talking dollars, but what really matters is power, loyalty, and the final report card on who can run the empire.
What Kris actually owns.
That $170 million figure is just an estimate. And estimates matter here because the money isn't sitting in one spot. Kris doesn't earn like a normal celebrity. She earns like the center of the web. She has publicly said she takes a 10% momager fee. That means her income follows the family's momentum, not a single paycheck. A system, not a salary. And here's where the psychology begins. Kris isn't just managing a brand. She's managing 6 very different personalities, 6 different levels of ambition, and 6 very different relationships with power. How she structures the inheritance says less about money and more about who she believes can handle pressure without breaking the machine. Here's the Kardashian power map in words. Kris and Kim. Kris treats Kim less like a daughter and more like a partner. Kim isn't just business-focused. She's the one Kris relies on to turn attention into infrastructure. That reliance is its own kind of inheritance.
Kris and Kylie.
Kylie is the long-term project Kris helped build in public from adolescence. When fans whisper favorite, they're sensing time invested, not just cash.
Kris and Khloé.
Khloé is the emotional anchor, the fixer, the one who keeps the peace when things get sharp. But emotional loyalty doesn't always translate into business authority. Being the glue can feel like being taken for granted.
Kris and Kourtney.
Kourtney has pulled away, choosing privacy and boundaries. In a family built around growth and control, distance quietly translates into less influence. Kris and Rob. He's the one Kris shields. That usually means structure, guardrails, and steady income, not one giant payout. Housing security, guaranteed distributions, stability over headline-making checks. And then there's the grandkids. North is already a brand magnet. Dream is a protected legacy because she's Rob's daughter. If Kris structures trusts around them, it's not just planning, it's bypassing sibling politics while locking in family first. So when people ask who gets the biggest share, the honest answer is money can look equal, but equal money can still feel like unequal trust. Who inherits what? When Kris Jenner eventually steps back, this won't feel like a normal handoff. It will feel like a boardroom changing CEOs. Because the Kardashian-Jenner empire doesn't run like a family. It runs like a private company with 6 shareholders who don't always vote the same way. If we speculate a little and try to predict what might happen, one possible scenario is this. Kim gets positioned as the decision maker. Not because Kris loves her more. Because Kim is the one who can turn chaos into structure, and structure into deals. Kim is the safest pair of hands. Khloé gets positioned as an active leader. She's proven she'll do the unglamorous work and still protect the family image. If Kris wants someone steady, operational, and loyal in the middle of everyone's emotions, it's Khloé. Kylie gets protected financially? Her piece is likely built to keep her brand intact without making her the gatekeeper for everyone else. Expect guardrails, not a crown. Kourtney likely gets peace instead of power. More splittable assets. cleaner trusts for her kids, less responsibility for managing shared family machinery. Rob gets structure, income guaranteed distributions, a property setup that gives him stability without giving him something he can liquidate in a bad year. Kendall likely gets clean assets, liquid money, personal property, and anything that doesn't drag her into family decision-making.
Because she's always operated like she has one foot out of the group project.
And that's the shock outcome. Kris can make the money look even and still decide who gets to steer the empire. Kris Jenner's inheritance won't be decided by a $170 million headline. It will be decided by trust, control, and protection. The money can be equal, but the power will almost certainly not be. If you want the real power ranking of which Kardashian is positioned to run the empire, watch the next video. Subscribe, because in this family, the money story is always a relationship story. Subscribe for more celebrity deep dives and Hollywood gossip.